Linden, tell me about the first time you watched the Olympics and the effect it had on you as a 5-year-old.
Yeah, well, back in '96 Olympics, I think I was in prep and definitely remember wanting to try every single sport that I saw on the TV and dragging mum outside in the backyard every time and thought, oh, those medals look pretty cool, I'd like one of those. But yeah, definitely planted a seed all those years ago, and then sort of being, 10 when the Sydney Olympics were on, I think that was, such an impact being in Australia and seeing the Australian athletes do so well.
You obviously did a lot of sports as a child. When did you realise that running was going to be where your talents lay?
In grade 6, it was definitely probably when I discovered I wasn't too bad at running. I had always wanted to make all 3 state championships for swimming, athletics and cross country was the last one I had to do, and I wanted all the T-shirts from the events. And in grade 6, I finally made it and was, pretty happy about that, and then managed to make the Victorian team and got to go to nationals for it, which I thought was pretty cool. Got to go to Queensland, and after that I was like, oh, okay, this is my sport, and found an athletics club and joined a training group, and kind of the rest is history. Got pretty obsessed from then.
Hall still holding on to it, but Blundell's making the move around the outside. 200 metres left to go.
How do you end up in the 1500 metres then?
Well, the first time I ever ran a 1500, I got told it was a bonus prize for making inter-school in the 800. And the sport teacher was like, well, it's just twice as far. And I was like, oh, that sounds bad. But ended up going pretty well. And yeah, I guess it kind of just found me. I'm still here. Everyone always says, oh, you've got to move up in distance as you get older, but I'm really not into the 5K, so I'm happy to stay here for now.
Griffith third and fourth, but it's going to be Bissett powering towards the finish line. Let's see if they can go sub 2 minutes here. It's going to be super close. And they've done it.
How much of it is natural ability and how much of it is hard work?
Oh, surely a bit of both. But yeah, I think I'm pretty persistent and probably a bit stubborn. I always just missed out on making junior teams sort of in high school and stuff. And I think a lot of the girls I used to compete against then probably have since given away athletics. I think I would probably just kept showing up was probably a big part of it. But yeah, obviously a fair bit of hard work's gone in as well since then.
I was going to say, I think you've done more than just show up. It has been such a journey for you, hasn't it? It's taken you overseas as well. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so I spent 4 years living overseas in America. I went to college at Florida State University, which was an incredible 4 years. It was really pivotal in my career. Getting to travel all over the States and race in different cities and against different girls and just learn so much about being an athlete.
So you have a degree in dietetics. How does that shape your performance?
Yeah, I think it's really cool sort of extra advantage I can have by having really good knowledge of nutrition and sports nutrition. Sort of having that food knowledge to be like, oh, well, I normally eat this because it's a great source of carbohydrates. Oh, this food's also carbohydrate. So I know that I can just switch that in and I don't stress about it, and I know I'm still getting the right fuel for my race. I think that's been really valuable throughout my career.
Ladies, first 1500 of the season, pretty special.
Yeah, it's definitely great to get back running 3 3/4 laps, better than that damn 5K. Yeah, the girls made it really hard for me, and last 50 I was like, oh, did all this work? Seriously, I'm getting something out of this.
And you've also become the first Australian woman to break the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, that was something I've been chasing for so long. In 2016, sort of my first year as sort of a pro athlete, I guess, I ran 4:01 and I was like, oh, I'll just do it next year, easy. Turns out it was a little harder than I thought. I mean, I never thought it was going to be eeasy, but I thought it would be a bit of a natural progression, I guess.
Yeah.
Ended up taking, an extra 5 years, which I think kind of made it a bit sweeter, all that more satisfying.
And justifiable. It's going to be close. It's going to be easy. He's got it.
And I got to do it in Australia, which is really cool because so often our best races are overseas and you don't get to have your family and your friends and all those people that have been so important in getting you there. You have to wait months to come home and celebrate with them, but everyone was at the track and it was just at Box Hill in Melbourne, so it was kind of low-key but really special.
It is absolutely stunning.
What a treat to watch that. That was an absolute clinic.
Let's talk about the Olympics, an amazing achievement for you.
Yeah, I still sort of have to pinch myself a little bit I guess that the Olympics even happened, and let alone the results that not only I had, but the Australian athletics team. We had such a great week of athletics, which I think we all really just fueled each other. And yeah, it was really just a dream year for me. I think so rarely you get such a perfect year in sport. There's so many unpredictable variables. But was able to stay healthy and training went really, really well and showed up and ran a PB at the Olympics and couldn't have really ask for much more.
So you're in your 30s now. How do you keep pushing through to Paris? Does it become more challenging?
Yeah, there's definitely, a few more niggles and injuries creeping in, but I'm lucky to have a really good support team and sort of, able to jump on injuries and things before they become a problem. Maybe not racing as much as you might have got away with when you were 19, when you seem to be able to line up and race every weekend, just being a bit more selective and a bit more planned.
She's in front, but Linden Hall, the Australian record holder, responding. Blundell holding on. Here comes Hall.